So much for tuning in today. Please put hashtag replay if you are watching the replay. I hope everybody is enjoying their holiday break right now. So as I am recording this, it is December 29th, 2025. So we're almost just a couple days left in 2025. I hope every single one of you is looking at their business. If you're even in a job, like look at your job, look at all of what you have achieved in the past year and just write them down and start creating like what your plans are. Um, I am not one of those coaches that says you need to create a vision board. And you know what? I am not shitting on vision boards here. I have done a few in my life and I have manifested off of them. I'm not shitting them on them at all. But vision boards isn't what's going to get you to that 100K year, 200K, $1 million year, wherever. So, if you guys don't know me already, my name is Supriya Prasad. I help people every day alchemize their energy by using their own chakras in the body, transmuting all of that old negative energy that they may have in them and transmuting them so they can manifest quickly, like that, very fast, right? So, today I want to talk about the whole I can't afford that little objection that I'm sure a lot of coaches, a lot of people, including myself, have faced whenever I'm on any sort of call, any sort of networking call, anybody who's even the least bit interested in my services, they'll always say, I can't afford that. Why? Why can't people afford that? Right? And this is a hard one. I mean, this is something that I have said myself. I'm just going to put this right here. This is actually something I have said myself in the past to a lot of like coaches and people. Hello, Soccer IQ. How are you? Yeah, if you guys are tuning in, just make sure you just put it down below if you're new here. Make sure you're subscribed and make sure you follow, subscribe, do all the things, okay? Yes, this objection was a huge one for me. The whole I can't afford that. And this was something that I have said to people too. And you know what? If you really can't afford it, you really can't. You really can't. Like if you have no one, like there is a sense of reality we need here. As many as spiritual people, as spiritual coaches, as life coaches as well. Hi, Charlotte. How are you? Where are you tuning in from? Let me know where you're tuning in from. Thank you. Hello. So this is a very big objection that I see. Is something that I've used so many times before. So many people, and you know what? We are who we attract at the end of the day, right? Since I was saying it, I've attracted a bunch of people that had that same objection, and it became like a cycle. It became a cycle. It became like this. It was going like this, this, and this. It was continuous. It was absolutely continuous on how can I get off of this train of this thought process of and keeping attracting people. Well, getting out of that thought process, it turns out, needed to be deep shadow work. There was nothing no coach could tell me, no therapist could tell me. There was nothing no like psychic even could tell me that would tell me like you need to do the absolute work in order to get out of that mindset. And that required things like shadow work, right? So I'm here to tell you that yes, you can afford it. You're just not prioritizing it. So yeah, and you know what? Maybe I'll be that person, another coach that says they're spiritual. No, hold on. And if you're one of those people that says, "Oh, here is another coach that is just saying just be spiritual and the money will come to you." First of all, I'm just going to put this out there right now. Yes, money is spiritual, money is energy, but money is also realistic. And here's the thing, I am not one of those coaches that's going to tell you to sell your house, to sell your car to work with me. I'm not going to be one of those people that is so skeevy. I really there the ethics in this industry are very little. And I mean, yes, you can get an ICF certification. I am considering getting ICF certified. Um, and if you guys don't know what ICF is, it's actually the International Coaching Federation, which is internationally known for ethics. And I will probably be getting that done soon. So watch out for that. But I am one of those people. I'm ethical, you guys. I don't make people sell anything to work with me. If you have $2 in your bank account, there's $2. If there is zero money in your bank account, there's zero money in your bank account. If there is, thank you so much for liking, appreciate it. If there is if there is no, like, here's the thing, I'm not going to tell you to literally just be that person that just sells all their stuff and goes all in on that and just work with me. I think that's so skeevy. I hate coaches that do that. I know coaches that have done that. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. So please, 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 if you don't have that money to work with me, save up until you do. Get into a better relationship with money at the same time. And I actually shout out one of my friends, Miss Lisa Marie Robinson, who actually is a really good financial coach. She's a good money mindset and financial coach. I highly recommend watching her stuff if you guys want to get into a better mindset about money. But one of the things she actually does tell people is she tells a lot of her audience is to get real with your finances, which I have done recently. Because I actually didn't put what I spent on an Excel spreadsheet like a normal person. I actually, I literally just wrote it all out in a notebook like we were in the 90s, right? That's actually what my mom did. We didn't have Excel back then. She just wrote it down in a thing. But I actually knew. I just did it recently again. I like figured, I was like, okay, this is what I need to spend. This is what I need to go into in 2026. So it sounds like some of you may need to have that real conversation with yourselves, is what I'm trying to say here. Ooh, use the word try. Don't ever use the word try. Okay, do or do not. There is no try. But some of you may need to have that conversation with yourselves. Because what I have found, thank you for subscribing, you guys. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Check out my other content too, you guys. Like, I really appreciate it. If you want to learn more about chakras or anything, yeah, I am definitely your girl. And the thing is that a lot of people don't get real with their finances. They don't get real. And you know what? This is like a whole overall like cultural factor that we have to play here. And if we're talking about North America, United States, we are kind of taught to stay into debt, to keep in ourselves into debt in order to survive, that is not the case. You shouldn't be doing that. Just so you know, you really shouldn't be doing that. So I don't want people to think that if they need to sell their things to work with me. They need to do these things to work with me. You don't. No, you don't. So what I found when I asked people, I was like, okay, what is the objection for you guys not to work with me? They're like, I can't afford it. And I'm like, okay, you can't afford it. All right. How can you afford this? Because here's the thing. It's not, a lot of people saying it's not like a super priority. Well, here's the thing. Working with me, it is a priority in a lot of people's lives. If a lot of people don't think that they need somebody like me in their lives when it's actually necessity. Having people to actually work with your energy, clear your energy, is way more valuable than whatever the price point is, because you need somebody to actually check your energy. You do need somebody to check your energy. You do need somebody to clear. I clear in a very different way than a lot of Reiki healers will clear you, because I do like a lot of channeling. I do a lot of channeling. I do a lot of light language. I do some light language. I do some channeling. There's a lot of different things that I do in order for my clients to really manifest. And there's a lot of personalization in my one-on-one sessions that I do that I normally don't do for people, let's say in a group coaching setting. So that is more so what I actually create and do for people. So it's not that you can't afford it. Most people that I've worked with that say that they can't afford it actually could afford it. And that is why I've set up things like payment plans. That's why I've set up things like all of those things like where they can just figure out a way that they can actually work with me in such a way where it's actually quite beautiful, right? And it benefits everybody involved. It's a win-win situation. So hey guys, if you're tuning in, welcome. Nice to see everybody here. Okay, so getting back on topic, a lot of these, the whole I can't afford it thing is a big scarcity block. And I'm going to tell you why. It's a major root chakra block. It's a survival block. And it's most likely deep rooted in stories that we've heard about money growing up. A lot of us have said, I can't afford it, most likely because you had a family member say, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. When in actuality, yes, you probably could afford the thing. And growing up, I was told like it was things, right? It was things. It's like the big TV. It was like this. It was a big TV. It was like it was a nice car. It was a big TV that everybody had. Keeping Up the Joneses, right? Keeping Up the Joneses. That we needed to have that, and we're like, oh, we can't afford that, and it turned out we could, right? So that is what I'm speaking to right now. So what are the ways that you have to do to, what are the things that you have to do to fix that sort of mindset, right? What is that mindset that we have right now that you can really just start attracting more money? Well, fixing that mindset, being in abundance mindset, and instead of being in scarcity, there is enough for everybody. There is an abundance of clients. I see this on Facebook all the time, you guys. And I'm going to go into a little bit of a rant here. One thing that I see in a lot of those big women entrepreneur Facebook groups is people just competing with each other. And I used to have a marketing agency, a social media marketing agency. And I would market myself on all these Facebook groups for women entrepreneurs who needed help. I primarily worked with a lot of women. I still do. I still work with a lot of women. I think I only ever had 2 male clients in my entire entrepreneurship journey. Anyways, I just remember going in these Facebook groups, and there's so many women competing with each other. So many women competing with each other, as if like there was no other jobs and stuff. And of course we have a very real thing happening in the United States right now. Again, I'm speaking to the people in the United States. Economy is crashing over here. That is a very real thing. I'm not going to talk about things that aren't happening. Again, I'm not one of those coaches. Okay, I'm not going to be one of those coaches that isn't acknowledging what is happening outside in the outside world. I'm going to be acknowledging what is actually happening. The economy is crashing. Things are going very wrong here in the United States right now. Right? Nobody can get jobs, all of those things, which are very real. But that doesn't mean you can compete, right? But be in the state of abundance, right? Be in the state of abundance. So yeah, there is a job for me. Let's create it, right? Let's create it. Or we have a business, right? There are clients for me. That person wasn't it for me. Keep moving forward, right? Keep moving forward. If it's for me, it will be for me. And that's one thing I want everybody to start telling themselves every single day of their life. If it's not for me, this isn't for me, because they will always come back. Listen, I always tell people, if it was meant for you, it will be for you. If it was meant for you, it will be for you. And this goes not just for money, but for everything, right? I'm not just talking money here. If that guy was for you, he would have been for you. And I always tell myself that all the time, right? If that guy was for me, it would have been for me. If that person was for me, it would have been for me. If that they would not have moved on so quickly. They would not have, like, if it wasn't meant for me, that client would not have, if they would have worked with me, right? They would have found a way, right? Let's have that conversation, right? Why would it be, if it wasn't for you? Why are you still chasing? And I think this is a great conversation to have going into 2026, because if we aren't having these conversations, we're still going to be stuck in that same cycle, right? We're still going to be stuck in that same cycle, right? Of, oh my God, oh my God, I'm still not getting any clients. Oh my God, I'm still not getting any. We're still going to be in that same goddamn space. And that's because of all of this. The root chakras, this root chakra right there, that root chakra. Your foundation is cracked and you need to start healing it. You need to start alchemizing it. You need to start transmuting it. Because if you're not transmuting that energy, right? If you're not consistently transmuting that energy, it's getting stuck and you're going to keep having that same thoughts. Where neuroscience comes in is regulating the breath. All right. So I'm going to tell you something real quick, and I'm going to teach you something that's actually in my course right now. It's called, my course is called The Rooted, no, sorry. The lower chakra quotient. Why did I just blank on that? The lower chakra quotient. I actually do this. So what I want you to do is rub your hands together. Put your hands right here on the pelvis. And you can even put it on the sacral chakra too. So right below your belly button. Both hands, pelvis, belly button. And I want you to breathe in for like 5 seconds with me. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, let's drop right in. Take a deep breath in. And then drop right in. And what I want you to do is I want you to imagine a number. Okay, one number. I want you to imagine a number that you want to grasp. I want to make an extra X amount of blank currency every month. So dollar, pound, whatever currency. I want to make an extra 5K a month. All right, let's put that in. I'm making an extra 5K every month. I am making an extra 5K every month. I expect 5K. I expect 5K. And after you soften, if you feel any sort of lightness or tension in your body, I want you to breathe right into that. Breathe right into that, going right into that root chakra, okay? Let's inhale in. And I want you to exhale out. And then as you soften, you say, I feel safe with 5,000. I feel comfortable with 5,000. And 5,000 is normal for me. Okay? Did everybody get that? Yeah, this is something that I have in my course right now, the lower chakra quotient. If you guys want to check that out, the lower chakra quotient. Oh, let me see if I can actually get that, because I don't know if I actually have that in here. The lower chakra quotient. Yeah, I believe this is a link if you guys want to get involved with that. Yeah. I want you, and deep regulation, start doing, and what I want you to also start doing is like saying, I mean, a lot of people say like I am affirmations is like whatever, but like I am affirmations changed my life. So maybe first thing in the morning, what I do is I listen to Neville Goddard all the time. I listen to Neville Goddard assuming that it's already happening. Assuming the position that is already happening. That is what is going to be the shift. I started to make more money when I started getting into that mindset of, okay, this is happening. I am in the present moment and this is happening right now. And I close my eyes and I'm already there. I'm already knowing what I'm going to be doing with the extra 5,000. This is it. Right? This is it. And you know, you can even put in a safety fund ritual. And you don't even need to call it a safety fund. You don't even need to call it an emergency fund. I don't like calling things an emergency fund. I like calling things an opportunity fund, because what are you going to do when you call something a safety fund or an emergency fund? You're going to manifest an emergency. Okay, so manifest an opportunity for yourself. So call it an opportunity fund. All right. And put as much money or as little money as you think you need to be in there. This is all root chakra. This is all part of the root chakra. And of course, there is more that there is way more. There's way more where this came from. All right, there's a lot more where this came from. I want you to check out my free course. If this is the first time you meet me, make sure you guys just check out my complimentary course just to get a feel for who I am. And then if you want, check out my paid course, the Lower Chakra Quotient. Check out the paid course, the Lower Chakra Quotient. Right now, it's still on early bird, so make sure you get that early bird right there. I am going to be starting pretty soon on that. I am hoping for a. I am looking at a date early next month. Okay, doors are still open. Early bird's still open. I did do a soft launch on that recently, and I am going to be officially opening doors very soon on that for the Lower Chakra Quotient. If you guys like this, please make sure to leave a comment below if you guys liked it, and of course do all the things like follow, subscribe, share the live with a friend if you found value in this. All right, guys, please take care. Love all of you. Bye.